Hello everyone. Today I will explore whether Malaysian sports retailers should adopt atom-level radio frequency identification systems, using Decathlon's global rollout as a central case and contrasting it with the current operations of Acm Sports. I approach these questions through a digital accounting lens. My argument is that Rift, when designed on open standards and integrated into managerial accounting processes, provides a high fidelity data stream that improves inventory accuracy, reduces working capital, and enables new customer service models. Yet the path to achieving these benefits depends heavily on organizational scale, supplier readiness, investment capability, and national infrastructure. This explains both Decathlon's success and AI excellence hesitation. My recommendations is therefore not a wholesale leap but a staged adoption governance by financial discipline and operational learning. To begin, consider Decathlon's transformation. The company chose to standardize on EPC enables Rift across its global assortment, taking every item and reconstructing store and distribution operations to rate tags at receiving, in cycle counts, and at checkout. This was not a marginal upgrade to barcodes but a redesign of product identity flows through the enterprises. Using GS1 standards, Decathlon create unique machine-readable identities that were interoperable across suppliers. The accounting value of this shift was that perpetual inventory system were updated automatically through physical events with minimum human intervention. By reducing error and delay in inventory records, Decathlon could make more reliable decisions about replenishment, markdowns, planogram complaints, and staffing. Rift thus functioned less as a technological novelty and more as a systematic improvement to decision support. Before judging AL Accent for not adapting the same route, we need to understand its position. AL Accent is Malaysia's largest sports retailer, with more than 180 stores. Its scale is significant in the domestic context, but is still categorically smaller than a multinational player like Decathlon. The distinction matters. A global retailer can amortize investments across markets, negotiate favorable contracts with suppliers and tag vendors, and enforce upstream tagging at source. A regional chain cannot as easily manage suppliers' compliance or spread fixed costs across wide networks, which alter the return on the investment. A second reason for hesitation lies in the financial structure of Rift programs. While the cost per passive UHF tag has fallen to a few cents, the total program costs include readers, encoding stations, middleware, and complex integration with POS and ERP systems for large global chains. These fixed costs are diluted across very high volumes. For a domestic retailer, the payback horizon may appear longer, particularly if gross margin are narrow to turnover less rapid. The decision to delay therefore reflects rational financial conservatism rather than ignorance of Rift benefits. A third factor is maturity of measurement of practice. Many retailers overestimate their inventory accuracy, assuming it is around 90%, when in reality studies consistently find it's closer to 60 or 70%. Rift typically lift accuracy into the 90s, yet unless retailers redesign a replenishment, auditing, and fulfillment processing to explore the higher accuracy, the benefit enrolled for managers already processed by daily trading concerns, embarking on a transformation that touches data process and culture can appear risky, which contributes to caution. Supply side readiness also matters. This greatest efficiency arises when suppliers attach tag at source. Large brands serving global retailers already comply with such requirements. By contrast, AR accent source from a more fragmented network, often importing from regional distribution who have little incentive to tag items. Without upstream complaints, the retailer would bear the burden of in-house tagging, adding cost and complexity. The undermines the very efficiency Rift is supposed to deliver. Having explained why adoption has lagged, I now consider whether AI Action and other malicious supports retailers should follow decathlon. For a digital accounting standpoint, the answer is yes, because Rift enhances the filterability of item-level data, and high-quality data underpins sound managerial decision-making. Studies have shown that Rift programs increase stock accuracy, improve cycle counting productivity, and reduce out-of-stocks. More accurate data enables tire variance analysis, reduce shrinkage write-offs, and allow more precious markdown scheduling. These improvements collectively enhance both profitability and customer service. Nevertheless, recommending adapt without considering design would be irresponsible. A staged approach is essential. The first stage should involve policies in small number of representative stores, ideally focus on categories with the greatest mismatch between recorded and actual stock. Baselines must be established so that improvements in accuracy and labor productivity can be credibly measured. If pilots confirm inventory accuracy in the high 90 and significant reductions in cycle counting efforts, the case for expansion become clear. The second stage would then scale to high volume outlets and broaden to more product categories, with parallel efforts to negotiate upstream tagging from key suppliers. A third stage could embed Rift into analytic systems, supporting learner inventory policies and more confident omnichannel promises. This stage path transforms Rift from speculative technology project into managed capital program tied to measurable outcomes. Yet context matters. The Malaysia presents several barriers to Rift adoption. The first barrier is ecosystem coordination. Although GS1 Malaysia administers standards, adoption requires collaboration among retailers, suppliers, logistics providers, and solution vendors. Without common practice, each retailer faces costly bespoke integration. Until other firms establish shared conventions, the economies of scale remain limited. A second barrier is financial. For small and mid-sized retailers, the upfront cost of readers, system integration, and transitional duplication of process is daunting. Boards tend to prioritize visible front-end investments such as store renovations or marketing campaigns over back-end system upgrades. Unless financing is available or government incentive introduced, many firms will regionally postpone Rift. The third barrier is capability. Rift development requires careful Rift planning, reliable middleware, and deep integration with the content system. It also requires cultural change, since staff must learn to trust system counts rather than manual records. Benefits only materialize when process discipline improve alongside technology. Without this capacity, without this capability, retailers may fear the disruption more than the promised efficiency. A fourth barrier relates to regulatory and technical environments. UHF REFT operates in regulated frequency bands, and deployments must comply with local power and interface and interference constraints, site service and certifications. Uh, as costs and complexity, especially for early adopts in more mature markets, these steps are routine. But in Malaysia, this still presents friction for pointers. Taking these barriers into account, my recommendation is cautious but affirmative. AI Action should adopt Rift gradually, with clear governance and financial accountability. Item identity data must be treated as a strategic asset, and fairness and merchandising departments should be central to decision making. Parallels should be rigorously measured to demonstrate improvements in accuracy and availability and labor productivity. Supplier contracts should include provision for co-funding or cooperation on tagging, especially with top suppliers. IT team should prioritize solutions that conform to open standards, ensuring scalability and auditability. Store operations should be trained to embed cycle counting as a routine practice. Ensure that accuracy remains high over time. The justification for this effort lies in three sources of value. First, sales protection. Accurate stock data reduce pattern inventory and lose reliable collect promises, capturing demand that would otherwise be lost. Second, labor productivity. Rift reduced cycle counting from hours to minutes, allowing staff to be redeployed towards selling. Third, working capital efficiency. Reliable records permit reductions in safety stock and more precious markdowns, lowering capital tie-up in inventory. These three levers, availability, productability, and capital together create a compelling business case. This is also a strategic imperative. Sports retail, like broader fashion retail, is shifting to omnichannel models where stores function simultaneously as showrooms, fulfillment nodes, and return centers. This model depends on accurate, timely inventory data. Retailers who delay upgrading their identity systems find that digital investment in e-commerce or mobile apps underperform as customers encounter cancellations and broken promises. Conversely, companies with high quality inventory data can layer advanced planning, robotics or AI analytics with confidence. Decathlon's experience shows the transformative potential of accurate atom identity, even if the exact benefits vary by context. In conclusion, Rift should be understood not simply as a technology upgrade, but as a digital accounting tool that reduces measurement error in a critical control account. The decision to adapt should follow the same governance principles as any major investment. Define the improvements in information quality, tie them to explicit changes in planning and replenishment, secure supplier cooperation, and measure results rigorously. For Malaysian retailers, a full-scale routine is premature, but staged adoption supported by standards and the disciplined governance can yield significant benefits. The alternative, indefinite delay, risk leaving inventory systems unreliable in an area where customer demands seamless omnichannel service. This prudent path lies between these extremes. A responsible, standard-driven, phased adoption that positions retailers for the future. And here is the references of this presentation. That's all. Thanks for listening.